Hi everyone, it's Mark from the Vegan Mooncat. If it's your first time here, if you could please hit subscribe. And if you also want to follow me on Instagram for daily updates about what I'm eating, it's at the Vegan Mooncat. I'm in the kitchen today and I'll be cooking my favourite plant-based recipe, which is Spicy Ethiopian Lentil Stew. First I'll show you what ingredients we need and then we'll get to cooking. Okay, so everyone, these are the ingredients we'll need for the Spicy Ethiopian Lentil Stew. We've got red potatoes. You could use white, it's up to yourself. This is just my personal preference. I have a tin of chickpeas already cooked. You can cook them yourself, but why make life harder than it needs to be? Got them out of a tin. Over here we have a tin of chopped tomatoes. Nothing special going on there, just plain tomatoes. Then we have the lentils, so they're not cooked. We'll be putting them in. And then salt and pepper to taste. Obviously, if you're trying to look after your health, maybe less on the salt front. It's quite flavoursome anyway, so you're probably not going to need to salt it too much. Over here, we have some cayenne pepper, just to give it a bit of a kick. And also, here is the berbere spice, which is from Ethiopia, which is my favourite spice, I think. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'll put a link in the description where you can buy this on Amazon. And I'll also put an ingredients list if you want to make your own. Over here we have the stock. I'll put the measurements in the description for you. Over here we have a chopped white onion. You can use red, it makes no difference to me. Over here we have the spinach. It seems quite a lot, but it will wilt down quite a considerable amount, so it's end up looking like nothing, to be honest. Over here we have the chopped garlic and the chopped ginger. So that's everything that we need to make the stew. So let's get cooking. So here we go, we're at the cooker now. Sorry about the noise it makes, it's just old and cranky and refuses to shut up, so we'll have to just put up with that, unfortunately. So the first thing you want to do, because we're not using any oil, we're going to add a little bit of the stock in there just to fry some of the ingredients up and soften the onions, etc. So we'll put the we put the stock in, we'll put some of the onions in now, well, all of the onions. We're also going to put the cayenne pepper in at this point. And also the berbere spice, that can go in, so we'll get all that in there. Now what we'll do is we shall put the ginger and the garlic in, get that in there. Now they're all the ingredients at this point, just maybe a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. So what we're going to do now is we'll fry them up till the onions are nice and soft, maybe a couple of minutes, and then we'll see you all right after that. Okay, so these have been softening for a while now, I'd say about 4 minutes in total. So we're going to add the rest of the ingredients apart from the spinach. That wilts down pretty quickly, so we're going to put that in just a few minutes before the dish is completed. So the first thing we'll do is we'll put in the rest of the stock. Oh, a little bit of a splash. Oh, there we go. So that's that in. So give that a bit of a stir. Then next thing, we'll add the tomatoes. Get that in there, so get them put in. Also then we'll add the chickpeas, we'll add the red lentils, and we'll add the potatoes, and we'll give that a bit of a stir. So just give that a stir up. At this point, if you want a little bit more salt in it, I didn't really add very much to begin with. And maybe a little bit more pepper, and then what we'll do is we'll cover this and we'll leave it for probably around 30-35 minutes until the potatoes are quite soft. You don't want them hard, and then we'll add the spinach in and leave it for a few minutes more. Okay, see you in a moment. So while we're waiting for the Ethiopian stew to cook, this is a great time to put on whatever you're going to be having with it, either rice or quinoa or any other grain that you've got a preference for. I'm going to have whole grain rice and quinoa with mine because that is my preference. So I was also going to show you this little gadget while we're waiting for things to cook. This is a little plate with serrated edges on the bottom. You can rub your hands on it though, it doesn't hurt. But if you get your garlic or your ginger and you rub it on there, and what it does is it completely mashes it up for you with absolutely no chance of cutting your fingertips off or having to use a terrible garlic press, which absolutely never worked for anyone, I don't think. So yeah, there you can see, it's done that for me pretty quick. I got the idea from Paul at Hench Herbivore, which is a great YouTube channel. He's also on Instagram, so you might want to go give him a follow there, hench_herbivore. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little demonstration. Okay everyone, it's time for the spinach, so we'll just take the lid off and add our spinach in there, looking good. So it does seem quite a lot, but it will wilt down, so don't worry about that. So just make sure it's all packed down there, and we'll put the lid on and come back in a few minutes. So that's about 5 minutes. The spinach should be nicely wilted. We'll see how it's going. Yes, definitely. It wilted down quite a bit, as you can see. So, you know, don't be afraid to put a bit more in if you do like spinach. So that's it. This seems pretty much done. I've checked the potatoes. They're nice and soft. So what I'll do next is I'll get this plated up and then I'll be right back and we'll give it the taste test. Spicy Ethiopian Lentil Stew. I already know it's going to taste good because I've eaten it 1,000 times. But we'll give it another go for the camera. So here we go. Should definitely give this a go. No matter how many times I make this, it's as good now as it was the first time. Really recommend you give this a go. So that tasted absolutely fantastic. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, if you could please hit subscribe so you can get notified of future videos, that would be amazing. Also, if you could follow me on Instagram at @theveganmooncat, where you can see what I'm eating on a daily basis, then that would also be amazing. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.